published 3:17 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 10th of May 2018, updated 4:24 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 10th of May 2018. New Zealander livid Kiwi-born flanker Brad Shields will tour with England this summer, but have begrudgingly allowed his release while firing shots at the RFU. Wasps-bound Shields was announced in Eddie Jones' England squad to tour South Africa on Thursday morning. The 27-year-old flanker, who plays for the Wellington-based Hurricanes, qualifies via his parents but has never played professional rugby on these shores. New Zealand have reluctantly released Brad Shields from his Hurricanes duties so he can tour South Africa with England this summer. Shields was named by Eddie Jones in the England squad for the tour on Thursday morning. Since his selection for England has been rumoured, both the NZRU and RFU have conducted a war of words. But overnight the Kiwis finally relented, with a parting shot. Our contract agreement requires Brad to be available for only New Zealand teams until the end of his term, which expires at the end of this year's Investec Super Rugby season, said New Zealand Rugby head of professional rugby Chris Lendrum. Having said that, Brad has been an exceptional leader inside the Hurricanes environment and a loyal servant to New Zealand Rugby. We have taken some time to carefully work through the complexities of this request, to ensure that we gave appropriate consideration to his specific circumstances. In the end, we are happy with the terms of his temporary release. New Zealand Rugby agreed to his release, but only after taking aim at the RFU June 9 first test Emirates Airline Park, Johannesburg June 16 second test Toyota Stadium, Bloemfontein June 23 third test DHL Newlands, Cape Town. We are extremely disappointed that the RFU chose to take this unusual step in seeking this release, given that Brad has not yet played rugby in England. It seems highly unusual that they can't find players within their own county to pick. We're releasing Brad with our best wishes, and we hope to see him achieve his goal of playing international rugby in June. The case did seem straightforward, as last summer the New Zealander set a precedent by allowing Piers Francis to tour Argentina and play for England during a Super Rugby season. Francis missed the Blues match against the British. But this time with Shields, the NZRU have dug their heels in. Shields isn't the first England player New Zealand have had to release from club action during the season, but they have dug their heels in. They tried to claim Schedule 3, a contract clause signed by Super Rugby players meaning they can only represent Kiwi teams during the length of their deals, was legally binding and would supersede World Rugby's Regulation 9, which demands the release of all international qualified players for the country in specific November and June windows. Of course, if it ever came to a legal dispute, the RFU would have won, as World Rugby's regulations trump any others, but perhaps the Kiwis saw this as an opportunity to embarrass the third best nation in the world, and make it look like they're stealing a potential All Black. In truth, Shields, despite playing for New Zealand U20 in 2011 against the majority of the current England squad, and joining 2 All Black training camps, has never been thought good enough for a full New Zealand Test cap. Shields will leave the Hurricanes temporarily to join up with England in South Africa. He legitimately qualifies for England, but critics of his selection by Jones would point to the talent based in the Aviva Premiership, such as Wasps' Jack Willis, as a better option. And others would say the New Zealanders are deeply hypocritical in this matter, as for decades they have been taking players from the Pacific Islands, Tonga, Fiji and Samoa, and fast-tracking them through the Kiwi system to make them All Blacks despite not being born and bred in New Zealand. Whatever the public opinion, the matter seems over, and Shields will tour in June. He said, "I'm really appreciative that New Zealand Rugby has considered my request. I know it's been a complex matter for them, but I'm hugely grateful for the support on this.